First at 4, showdown in the U.S. Senate. Michigan's Betsy DeVos goes into the history books for her battle to become the next Secretary of Education. Ben.
Another sloppy commute out there, Karen. Showers continuing, fog out there. We'll show you when it finally all wraps up.
Up first, down south. Just look at this funnel cloud. We are covering breaking news, the storm damage. First at 4. And we start with more of that incredible funnel cloud video out of New Orleans this afternoon. The tornado was caught on video in the east half of the city. Severe storms ripped through the area right around noon today. And take a look at the damage left behind. The National Weather Service says 3 tornadoes touched down. Buildings and trees have been ripped into pieces. The mayor of New Orleans says there are dozens of minor injuries and at least 2 people are in more serious condition. About 10,000 homes are without power. Emergency crews are doing house-by-house searches to see if anyone has been trapped. We'll have an update on this breaking story during Local 4 News at 5. And good afternoon, everyone. I'm Karen Drew. Our other top story, it was a long and bitter battle, but the U.S. Senate today confirmed Betsy DeVos of Michigan as the new Secretary of Education. Devin Scillian joins us now with more on what turned out to be a historic moment in Washington. Devin.
Karen, it's all over, but the oath taking now, if you will. Michigan's Betsy DeVos was confirmed as Education Secretary today by, as Karen mentioned, the narrowest of margins. 2 of the majority, 2 Republican senators joined the Democrats to vote against DeVos, and that created a 50-50 tie, meaning Vice President Mike Pence came to the Senate chamber.
The Senate being equally divided, the Vice President votes in the affirmative, and the nomination is confirmed.
The Senate historian said Pence's vote was the first ever taken by a vice president to break a tie on a cabinet nomination. DeVos posted a statement on Twitter saying she appreciated the diligence of the Senate, adding she is honored to serve as secretary and wants to improve options and outcomes for all U.S. students. Michigan Democratic Senator Debbie Stabenow issued a statement of her own explaining her no vote, saying, "I've heard from an overwhelming number of Michigan families who have shared their strong concerns about her long record of pushing policies that have seriously undermined public education in Michigan and failed our children." We're still gathering reaction, though, from Washington. More from Capitol Hill coming up on Local 4 News at 5. Plus, Jason Colthorpe has been talking with teachers here in Michigan.
Karen, when she was just nominated, it got such a heated response, not just in Michigan, but around the country. So you can imagine when Betsy DeVos was confirmed today, what people were thinking.
In my lifetime, I have never seen, concerning any nominee to any cabinet post, such an uprising throughout the country.
But not everybody out there is gloom and doom. A lot of people think Betsy DeVos is going to do a great job, and they think that people who think public education is going to simply crumble into the sea are overreacting just a tad. We'll get into all of that coming up at 6. Karen?
Jason, I'll take it. Thanks. Right after DeVos was confirmed, the Senate voted to move the nomination of Jeff Sessions for Attorney General forward. They had delayed a vote on his confirmation so that he could cast a vote for DeVos, but Republicans expect to confirm him tomorrow. Washington, a very busy place right now. Karen, as things stand right now, it would appear Donald Trump is going to get his entire cabinet. Back to you.
It sure does appear that way. All right. Thank you, Devin. The heated legal battle over President Trump's immigration ban will be argued once again in about 2 hours. The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals in San Francisco wants to hear oral arguments on the phone at 6 p.m. our time. The Trump administration wants a judge's order blocking the ban to be lifted. At issue, President Trump's executive order barring refugees and citizens from 7 predominantly Muslim countries from entering the United States. After oral arguments, we could hear a ruling tonight or tomorrow. Coming up, an organization that helps refugees is fighting for survival, and members talk about how life has changed for them during this big immigration controversy. Paula Tutman takes you to Freedom House in just a few minutes. A couple charged in the death of their 11-month-old son learns their fate. Today, both 30-year-old Lorenzo Brooks and 38-year-old Letitia Moulton were sentenced to spend 2 to 15 years in prison. The duo pled guilty to involuntary manslaughter and child abuse. In September of last year, the couple woke up and discovered their 11-month-old son unresponsive. Today in court, both parents apologized. This was the second child to die in their care. Now it's General Motors' turn to talk about profit sharing, and the news is very good for thousands of employees. Today, GM announced 2016 profits of more than $9 billion. That translates into profit sharing checks of up to $12,000 for UAW employees before taxes. That's a record-setting amount, and largely due to booming sales in North America. Oh, we've been flirting in the 50s today, first forecast, but we're also seeing a little bit of rain and, of course, some changes coming. Let's bring in Ben with the latest.
Yeah, Karen, those rainfall totals have now approached an inch, at least estimated totals in our far west zone, and we've still got the rain going. Unfortunately, some of that right now, the heaviest stuff, is in southern Macomb County, right near 15 Mile Road, which is not good news for folks that have been watching that sinkhole out there. But fog also an issue. We're seeing half-mile visibility at Metro, about a quarter mile here in Grosse Ile. Other spots not so impacted by the fog, but it's going to be around in spots, especially as we see these temperatures continue to inch upward. In fact, we may not actually set our highs for the day until we get closer to about 7, 8 o'clock tonight. Some of us will sneak into the 50s, but we're going to show you that massive cool down that's coming for tomorrow in just a few minutes. Karen?
All right, Ben, first at 4, we're also on top of stories making headlines all around the world. We start with this heart-stopping video out of China. You can see that little girl fall into the gap between the parked train and platform. Luckily, people heard the mother's screams. Passengers rushed to help, and police called the conductor and told him to delay the train's departure. The little girl was pulled to safety, narrowly escaping a very dangerous situation. In North Carolina, police are investigating a bizarre case of breastfeeding caught on tape. This is video from inside a daycare center. A mother who works there says it shows one of her co-workers breastfeeding her young son without her permission. She says the other woman offered to feed the baby to help with constipation. She refused, but says the woman did it anyway when she left the room. Her co-worker has been fired, and police are investigating possible child abuse charges. A local institution is struggling to help refugees who come to Detroit looking for new lives. The people at Freedom House say they've been hit with a critical 1-2 punch. Our Paula Tutman takes you there and finds that hope is still alive during a troubling time.
Two immediate issues facing Freedom House right now: loss of funding and what they believe is loss of freedom. You can literally see Canada from the doorstep of Freedom House. You can hear the traffic rolling across the Ambassador Bridge.
You know I love my hugs.
Inside, nearly 50 asylum seekers from countries around the world.
They arrive and they have physical wounds from where they may have been electrocuted, or people might have melted plastic bags on their backs. Horrible, horrible forms of torture.
Men, women, children who barely escaped their lands with their lives. They've come to this country just as many of our founding fathers came here, seeking freedom from persecution of all kinds. Like the 29-year-old woman who calls herself Amanata.
The policeman came and the people start to run away.
When there was a shift in her government, she rallied for freedom of speech. Her words and actions became a threat to the administration in her West African nation. She was snatched from a market square, thrown in jail, raped, tortured.
Hurt and with scar and the blood.
She was smuggled out of her country and found her way to Freedom House in Detroit to seek asylum.
They are legal. They have an alien number. They're asylum seekers who have registered their claim with the United States government. The government knows they're here.
In December, Freedom House lost its funding from HUD. $360,000 gone with a swift stroke of a pen. Money needed for legal aid, medical care, humanitarian services, housing, staffing. In January, the outings to see and experience the freedom of being in this country through the sidewalks, store windows, and waterfronts in Detroit also disappeared.
Land of the free, no longer free.
They say the political and social climate makes them feel unsafe for asylum seekers to even venture outside.
We are afraid now for even go to the store.
We're looking at racial profiling, racial and religious profiling. So someone with dark skin, someone who may wear a hat or hijab, someone who would be
Not white.
not white.
And as dire as all of this seems, there's hope behind these doors. The community has come out to replace that funding with donations. People have shown that they care because they say that they know that the history of the people who live here is not so far from the history of their grandparents or great-grandparents who are immigrants. But I think perhaps the thing that still remains very, very troubling to them is they believe these are very troubling times, and they don't really know how to circumnavigate that. Paula Tutman, Local 4.
All right, thank you, Paula. Some Saturday Night Live fans are pushing to get Rosie O'Donnell on the show, why they are hoping she will renew her feud with President Trump. Also ahead, a Super Bowl party disaster, what one woman found in her home the day after the big game. Hi, Hank.
Hi, Karen. A new scam warning from the IRS. Thieves trying to take your refund, but there's one simple thing you can do to stop them. I'll tell you right after the break in my Help Me Hank report.
Coming up all new on Local 4 News at 5 and 6.
A local woman, 8 months pregnant, forced to have her baby behind bars. Coming up at 6 o'clock, Dr. Frank McGeorge weighs in on the jail medical staff decision not to let Jessica Preston go to the hospital.
The IRS issuing an alert this afternoon about a new tax scam that could impact thousands of people. Consumer investigator Hank Winchester is here, and this is already a big problem.
It is, and you know, we see these around tax time, but this one is already gaining a lot of traction. These thieves are working to get your personal information from your employer and then take your refund.
This is one of the newer ones. It involves really phishing.
You're looking at a copy of the new alert from the IRS. The new scam has identity thieves working to work over your own employer, all in an effort to get your social security number, your home address, and your date of birth.
They call up to either a payroll or an HR employee, and they try to get information about one of that company's employees. And they try to get W-2 information, social security, date of birth, home addresses. And really what they're trying to do is steal that information to use it to file a tax return.
The thieves may be posing as a government employee or perhaps someone claiming to verify your employment, but it's all part of a bigger scam. So far, thousands have allegedly been taken. The race is on for these thieves to get your return to the government and in turn, get your refund before you even file.
The quicker you can get yours in, you know, if one comes after you, the IRS is going to be able to see, okay, well maybe this is a fraudulent one, or one of these is a fraudulent one, because we already have one in this person's name.
So unfortunately, you're kind of racing these thieves. Work to get your refund done as soon as possible. That will prevent somebody else from filing a false refund in your name. Also, Karen, good idea to have a conversation with your HR department. Just let them know, hey, listen, if somebody calls asking for personal information,
Don't give it out.
Don't give it out. I'm not, looking for a mortgage or a home loan or looking for new employment. So, put me on alert if somebody calls.
Good advice.
Yeah.
Thank you, Hank.
Sure.
New at 5, the FBI says all kinds of cyber crimes are on the rise. My Defender's Scam Alert will highlight the top cyber crimes we all are facing. Also, I'm going to talk to you about more steps to protect yourself, including what to do if someone tries to demand a ransom. That is actually going on right now. I'll have that special report at 5. Now let's check in with Ben for a weather update. What a wet day out there, Ben.
Tons of rain out there, Karen. In fact, those actual totals now, at least at the reporting stations, just shy of 1 inch, but radar estimates are showing west ends of Lenawee and possibly Washtenaw County have already hit the 1 inch mark, and we've still got some rain to go. Generally, it's a half to 1 inch is what we've experienced so far, and there is a little push of 50-degree temperatures. You can see it out there. Jackson's at 52, Adrian at 52 right now, Monroe just now at 49. This is likely going to push in for just a couple hours, and then a cold front is going to chase it out later on this evening. There's not a lot of rain back behind this, but we do anticipate this low, which is kind of circling out here in West Michigan, will start intensifying a little bit as it works its way to the east. So there will be a few more scattered showers around, and just ahead of that cold front, as temperatures warm up, there may be enough instability out there to trigger a couple rumbles of thunder. So don't be surprised if you hear that, but we're not anticipating anything severe. Cold front comes through and the cold air starts rushing in quickly behind that. Not quick enough to turn that to snow. I think everything that we see tonight will be liquid. By the time that cold air really gets here, we should be dry, but temperatures are going to start out around freezing and pretty much stay there through the day tomorrow. So as far as what we're expecting for tonight, the temperatures will be down again to around 32 for that overnight low. The rain's going to be coming to an end, at least the widespread stuff here in the mid parts of the evening, and then temperatures start plummeting as we get overnight. So let's break down tonight's lows in our 4-zone forecast. There's not going to be a whole lot of variation in this. Probably 32, 33 here around the city of Detroit, slightly below freezing here close to M59 in the northern part of our metro zone. South zone, where you're going to get some of the warmest temperatures today, you're not going to look a whole lot different than everybody else tomorrow. Anywhere between 28 in Onstead and 32 in Luna Pier for low temperatures tonight. West zone, those lows generally in the 20s across the entire zone. And north of M59, not surprisingly, it's going to be one of our coldest spots. 27 in Sandusky and Marlette, 28 here in Lexington and Emmett, and 29 down in Macomb for lows tonight. Numbers get even colder as we get into Thursday. High is only 24, but look at these two morning starts, Thursday and Friday in the teens. Wouldn't be surprised if a couple single digits show up here on Friday morning. Then we start ramping back up above average. 46 on Saturday, 44 on Sunday, and temperatures sort of moderating a little bit early next week. So Valentine's Day looking not so nice, 37, but we will be dry with partly cloudy skies heading into that holiday. Karen?
Trending today, the online movement to get Rosie O'Donnell to appear on Saturday Night Live and what it has to do with President Trump and former President Barack Obama like you've never seen him. The story behind this video. Up first, she wanted to make extra money using a popular website, but says a Super Bowl bash left her cleaning up a big mess. We'll be right back.
Family of law.
3 generations of lawyers.
They're like family.
They're like family.
And when it comes down to it, you have to trust family.
I know they'll put my family first.
The Sam Bernstein Law Firm, Michigan's first family of law.
The #1 President's Day sale starts now at Art Van Pure Sleep with the guaranteed best offer on Tempur-Pedic. Today, save up to $500 on all Tempur-Pedic mattress sets, plus 0% interest for up to 72 months. Free next day delivery and 1, 2, even 3 free TVs. Take our diagnostic sleep test and find which Tempur-Pedic is right for you. Only at Art Van Pure Sleep.
Hi, folks. Hey, we didn't call for UVerse service. Oh, no, we're done with UVerse. I'll let my friend explain.
Hi, we dropped the UVerse. Now we're just AT&T.
Does the new name mean new stuff?
Nah, same old stuff.
So we're just stuck with what we have.
We can stick you with a dish.
Sure hope it doesn't thunderstorm.
No thanks. We're just gonna switch to Xfinity.
I told you they were smart.
Don't get played by AT&T. Sign up today or get started with this great offer. Click, call, or visit an Xfinity store today.
Hi, I'm Joe Zago from The Carpet Guys, where we are famous for our industry-exclusive lifetime installation warranty. I've got some of the best installers in the entire state, and because of their loyalty, I want to do everything I can to keep my crews busy during the slow season. I'm blowing out carpet prices lower than ever before. Save up to 53% off your new floor covering all this week. We'll even give you 12 months to pay interest-free. Call now 855-4MY-GUYS or visit carpetguys.com today.
That's 855-4MY-GUYS.
The savings are monumental during the President's Day sales event going on all month long only at Galling Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Lease the 2016 Chrysler 300S with all-wheel drive, $289 a month for employees, $299 friends and family. Or the 2016 Dodge Charger SXT with all-wheel drive, $259 a month for employees, $279 a month friends and family.
Come experience the Galling difference today.
Located on Telegraph just north of Square Lake in Bloomfield Hills.
Hi, I'm Dr. Charles Moak with Allure Medical Spa, and I want to send you a free copy of my new book, Testosterone, Strong Enough for a Man but Made for a Woman. In this book, I talk about how advances in modern hormone replacement not only make you feel better, look better, lose weight, have better sex, sleep better, but also can cut your risk of heart disease and breast cancer by over 50%. To get your free copy of Testosterone, Strong Enough for a Man but Made for a Woman, and attend our free seminar on Thursday, March 2nd, call 800-298-8346.
My grandfather, grandmother, father, and sister, our family of lawyers. Our tradition, our experience, and our service helps our clients every day.
The Sam Bernstein Law Firm, Michigan's first family of law.
Local 4 Traffic is brought to you by Wallside Windows.
In today's trending stories, a Super Bowl party causes some big problems for someone who rented their home on Airbnb. This is just some of the damage. A Minnesota woman says this surveillance video shows party guests coming into her home, even though the agreement was for just 2 guests. She tried to kick them out, but says they came back, stole her TV, and then left the place trashed. She wants other potential landlords to be aware of possible problems around big events like the Super Bowl. Well, you know, the internet can be the wild, wild west of buying and selling unusual items. Inside Edition has found you can buy everything you need online to fake a pregnancy. Actor Deborah Norville, I should say anchor Deborah Norville, recently told us it starts with bogus pregnancy test results.
So a pregnant woman pees on the stick, you buy the stick, we've interviewed a woman, she'll sell you 2 pregnancy tests for $50. Nice way to make money.
And that's not all. You can also buy fake pregnancy bellies to convince people you are having a baby. One website says this is all about entertainment. You can see the investigation on Inside Edition just a few minutes away right after our newscast. Folks on the internet are going nuts for the idea of this lady, Rosie O'Donnell, to play President Trump's key advisor, Steve Bannon, on Saturday Night Live. The idea started to take off after Melissa McCarthy played White House spokesman Sean Spicer this weekend. Here are photos of the two. Not sure there's really a resemblance, of course. The president and O'Donnell have a long-running celebrity feud. Rosie has tweeted she is ready to serve if called upon. And what do you do after you leave the White House? Well, how about some fun in the sun? Here's video of former President Barack Obama. He is kite surfing. The Obamas vacationing with British businessman Richard Branson over in the Virgin Islands. The two men had a bet to see who could stay up the longest. And yes, the former president reportedly trained for 2 days, but he did win, staying up twice as long. Now Branson says he wants a rematch. Still ahead, the soccer star, the taxi driver, and the $2,200 tip. How one cab ride changed a man's life.
A pregnant woman pulled over for having a rosary in her rearview mirror is locked up and refused hospital care. This beautiful baby is born behind bars.
Lady on the floor said, please don't let me have this baby in here. I said, please just call an ambulance.
It's a story this local mother was keeping a secret, but now she's telling all so that it never happens again.
I wouldn't want that happening to my worst enemy. I mean, and that's why I'm telling.
Exclusive video and a mother's horrifying story of her dangerous delivery behind bars. Tonight at 11 on Local 4.
Do you suffer from painful varicose veins? At Metro Vein Centers, we treat vein disease with special medical lasers that allow you to return to work or play immediately. Your treatment is covered by Medicare and most health insurance. Find out today with a free vein screening at one of our Metro Detroit locations.
Get ready to win in style. It's Firekeeper's 5-star 5-car Cadillac giveaway Saturday, February 25th. We're giving away 4 ATS sedans plus the grand prize, a luxurious XT5 crossover. Earn entries every day, drawing Saturday, February 25th. Learn more at firekeeperscasino.com.
I just picked up the cake for the baby shower.
Yay! You know she's having a boy, right?
But she's naming her Taylor.
She's naming him Taylor.
Oh boy.
Buick now has an SUV for that. Introducing the new Buick Encore.
I knew I could trust you guys with the cake.
Oh, no problem. That was close.
One of 3 luxury SUVs from the new Buick.
Get $4,000 below MSRP on select newly redesigned 2017 Buick Encore vehicles in stock.
At AT&T, we believe in access, the opportunity for everyone to explore a digital world full of possibilities. Connecting with family, friends, and the things that matter most. And because nothing keeps us more connected than the internet, we've created Access from AT&T. If a member of your household is a SNAP participant, you may qualify for home internet at a discounted rate of $10 a month. No commitment, deposit, or installation fee. Visit att.com/access now to learn more.
Whoa, that doesn't look good. No, not you. Ordinary fuels can clog your engine with dirt. It's like lugging this around. It's dragging down your fuel economy. But over time, using BP gasoline with Invigorate helps clean up that dirt. like hundreds of scrubbing brushes. So that means a cleaner engine, which helps you get more miles per tank. I'll be here if you need me. BP Gasoline with Invigorate, our best fuel ever.
Honestly, moving to a retirement community never crossed my mind. Until that awful winter. I was stuck in my house for days. But now that I live at Fox Run, I can enjoy myself. The bad weather doesn't get in my way. I can't wait to see what tomorrow brings.
Learn more about retirement living at Fox Run in Novi. Call today for your free brochure.
Do you suffer from painful varicose veins? At Metro Vein Centers, we treat vein disease with special medical lasers that allow you to return to work or play immediately. Your treatment is covered by Medicare and most health insurance. Find out today with a free vein screening at one of our Metro Detroit locations.
Finally, first at 4, it's a cab ride two people will never forget.
Yeah, a longtime Las Vegas taxi driver happened to pick up a soccer player for the San Jose Earthquakes. The driver started talking to Quincy Marikawa, I guess, assume, and happened to mention that he was fighting to pay his mortgage and could lose his home.
The soccer player wrote him a check for $2,200 on the spot and saved the driver's home. He hopes the story inspires others to pay it forward. Thanks for joining us. Inside Edition is next.